Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so earlier today, we got a tweet from the JP Twitter account. Funnily enough, this came out about an hour after news usually comes out on JP. Like, shout out to anyone that was at the early stream this morning. We basically waited up until 9 a.m. UK time. I normally do my early streams between 7 and 9. 9 is when normally JP will tweet news. So I didn't think we would see anything today, but we were kind of hanging on in the hopes that there might be some sort of indication as to the part 2 LR. And of course we got to 9 o'clock and we got nothing. But funnily enough, I only just found out that an hour after this, the JP Dokkan tweeted out this image, which is... yeah, just a very random teaser. It's kind of strange that they've done this considering it is a random celebration. We've seen this for like worldwide, for Golden Week. They've posted some of these sort of little teasers that get people thinking, get people talking. Obviously, it should be, considering it's on the JP side, a hint towards the part 2 LR. And so, yeah, I instantly saw people... It's kind of funny because these teasers come out and... sometimes it's nice to sit back and like see these a little bit after they come out, because like if I just saw this tweeted out at 10 a.m. this morning and I was just sat like here at my computer and I saw this come up on Twitter, I'd look at this and be like, what is this? But of course, people who are much smarter than me have jumped all over it straight away. We've got a funny reply here from Toon of the Fat Boo. But of course, the... Boo Saga celebration being over and done with, probably not going to be the case. However, it seems to be that the general consensus, and it makes a lot of sense, you know, once you actually see it, is that the Part 2 LR could be a Cell Max. There's no point me trying to, you know, build that up with any sort of mystique or suspense, because it's literally going to be in the thumbnail or the title. But the reason behind this is this basically just looks like, essentially like a paddling pool. But it's really what it looks like, right? That you'd have in your garden when you were a kid. Paddling pool overflowing with water. And we have the tweet here that is the actual... This is the scene from the movie. So, of course, when Cell Max is activated and comes out of the thing, he basically is coming out of a pool of water that is overflowing. So that's the clip from the movie itself. Shout out to Luca. And then Proton tweeted the one that is the, if we let it play through here, this is the intro that he has in the actual Cell Max event. So there he is coming up out of the pool with all the water flowing over the side. So yeah, a lot of people seem to be on the Cell Max bandwagon. I haven't really seen many other things. I was looking through the quote tweets to find any that look like they could be remotely interesting and not just like pie in the sky ideas. But strangely enough, whilst most people have been suggesting Cell Max, I did see one person, Air Dokkan, posting this gif of Broly. And it's funny because in the comments, I think somebody even says, it's like, what's Broly got to do with like this image? And it's like, well, what is the water doing in this pool? It is rising, overflowing, you know, like Broly's power or Broly's ki. So, I mean, I could see it. It wouldn't be, if it turned out to be a Broly, like, the hint would make sense. But yeah, most people definitely seem settled on the, this is the water pool from the Cell Max introduction in both the movie and the game. And the thing is, this makes a lot of sense, because if we go over to the wiki view here, this is the Cell Max, like, character info card for the Cell Max boss, which obviously doesn't have all the full stuff that a card would have, right? Obviously doesn't have a leader skill or anything like that. But the interesting thing about this, because characters now have passives and abilities that will only work against enemies in certain categories, therefore all the bosses in the game have to be registered on specific categories. And so, of course, I mean, why wouldn't he be, right? Gohan and Piccolo are on superheroes. Cell Max is a super bosses character, which, if you think about it, like, that's basically what this celebration kind of is, right? Like, Physical Rose came out on JP, and he leads Super Bosses. Of course, for Global, being the Global first, he introduced the Super Bosses category to Global. And then, of course, we just saw the release of the Super Easy A for Physical Goku Black on the JP version, and his passive, especially for like part of his orb changing, revolves around being run with superheroes. I mean, so does part of Rose's passive, to be fair. To get his full damage reduction, you want to have a certain number of superheroes characters on the team. So that is very interesting, right? It makes a lot of sense for there to be a Super Bosses character as the Part 2 LR. A lot of people were hoping that we would maybe see a Kefla in one form or another. Anything related to, I mean, Jiren was potentially not off the table considering Dokkan Fest Topo came out not long before this celebration, so his team getting some more buffs like straight away would have made a lot of sense. Any of the Universe 6 characters essentially, apart from Kaba, unfortunately, are on Super Bosses. But Cell Max definitely makes a lot of sense, right? People, not everyone wants to see a Cell Max card, I know that. I know not everyone is a big fan of Cell Max, like the big raging kaiju monster, but you know, we have characters like Fat Janemba, we got Harudagon as a Dokkan Fest, so it's definitely not out of the realms of possibility for Cell Max to actually get a unit in the game. And we can see he's on androids, artificial life forms, movie bosses, Battle of Fate, and super bosses. It's interesting that those are the only categories he's on, but I did bring up the second form Cell here, because all the cells are Big Bad Boss's characters, because that's one of the main things I wanted to point out. But I know Cell Max looks the most like second form Cell in terms of design. But if you think about the categories that he's on, obviously he's not going to be, Cell Max, I mean, is obviously not going to be on Transformation Boost or Time Travelers, nor Target Goku, Power Absorption, Sworn Enemies. I mean, you could argue Accelerated Battle, because as big as Cell Max is, he's pretty quick. And then Worldwide Chaos, I mean, the fight never really goes outside of the Red Ribbon Army base, but I mean, Cell Max would be a threat to the entire world, but I guess that's not really what the parameters of the category are, because otherwise every Dragon Ball villain essentially would be on there, I guess. So yeah, even though it's not a huge amount of categories, that probably does make sense for what this guy will be on. Maybe Exploding Rage, you could argue, potentially as well. He does roar a lot after he comes out of the containment tank thing. But yeah, going on to Big Bad Bosses, what I wanted to talk about was links, right? So in terms of links, we aren't shown any because the boss doesn't have links. But Big Bad Bosses is, you know, almost a given. Every single Cell character has Big Bad Bosses. If you go to the page for the link itself, even first form cells, obviously second form Cell here, all of the perfect cells, they all have Big Bad Bosses. And Cell Max is literally the boss of the movie, right? So he's going to be on movie bosses, he's going to be on super bosses, we can see his categories, but he's obviously going to be a Big Bad Bosses character. And that does help a lot with, you know, the fact that this celebration on JP bought Physical Rose, Super Easy A for Physical Goku Black. They are two Super Bosses characters that have Big Bad Bosses. Unfortunately, it is one of those things. Poor Broly, right? Broly, who introduced the Super Bosses character category when it came out on JP for the anniversary, is unfortunately one of those units that does not have Big Bad Bosses. But this team has characters running around like all of the Goku Black and Zamasu variants, including Tech LR Zamasu, even, funnily enough, the LR Broly trio, because obviously we all make the memes about how Lemo must be the true Big Bad Boss because standalone Chilai doesn't have Big Bad Bosses, and apparently neither do any of the Dragon Ball Super Brolys. So Lemo must be the reason why this card has Big Bad Bosses. But yeah, there's a lot of characters that are on the current Super Bosses build. In fact, I even saw a tweet, I wouldn't go as far as to say I agree with it, it was from our boy Vector, about the saying the current best build of the Super Bosses team doesn't even have Broly on it, which is an interesting take for sure. But unfortunately, as more and more of these characters are getting added that have Big Bad Bosses, he is kind of the odd one out, right? He's one of the only units on the team that doesn't have Big Bad Bosses if you're running extreme characters. Obviously, there's characters like Hit, there's that banner unit Golden Frieza that doesn't have it, but largely all of these like Goku Black and Zamasu characters, Cell Max will have it, the Broly trio have it. Like, this team has a lot of characters that have Big Bad Bosses, which is a very, very good link. So Cell Max could be the Part 2 LR. We should find out more. I don't know if they'll reveal any more teasers or anything like that over the weekend. I was expecting, after we didn't get a tweet this morning, that we wouldn't get any more news until Monday anyway. So who knows? Maybe they'll just drop some info on Monday. Maybe it'll be another teaser. Who knows? Maybe they'll do the full, like, just dropping the card details and the animations and everything like they do on Twitter on Monday. But for now, we just have the teaser, which if we just go back to the tweet here to end off the video, this is the teaser. Let me know what you guys think it could be down below in the comment section. Like I say, after looking through all the quote tweets and some of the replies and stuff, like, obviously there's like some meme ones in here, like our boy Mega Nice doing his whatever he can to connect it to Bio Broly. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of Cell Max comments, and then a bunch of random stuff. I want to be careful scrolling down through the comments because you never know what's going to be in it sometimes. But yeah, it could be very interesting to see what this means. But for the majority of the responses, a lot of people are just leaning towards Cell Max. I have always been someone who said I would like to have a Cell Max card in the game. Just another big, like, we got Harudagon, right? Give me another big monster card. Like, his animations, if done right, could be super good. He has that, like, what I assume would be an AoE attack, right? Where he fires the lasers out of all of the, like, spots on his body. He has the crazy giant death ball thing that he tries to do at the end before he gets special beam cannoned. There's loads of cool animations that he could have. And, yeah, he's a super bosses character with big bad bosses. I don't know what other links they would give him considering the setting, but things like Nightmare and Fear and Faith, potentially, I don't know. I could imagine he'd get stuck with some sort of terrible link like Berserker, maybe, but I guess in some sense that does mean at least, hey, he has a link with Broly, right? Legendary Power, Fierce Battle, and then maybe Berserker. But yeah, it could be very, very good for a Super Bosses team. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Do you think the teaser means Cell Max? If not, what do you think it means? And if you are leaning towards Cell Max, what do you think about that as the choice for the Part 2 LR? If you're a global player, obviously we still have no idea what's going on global yet. There's not been any teasers or news posted for global. So we're either getting the Ginyu Force or we're getting whichever this unit is going to be. Or we might even get both. We don't know. So stay tuned. And obviously, I will try and keep you guys up to date with news as soon as I see it. But let me know what you think about the possibility of a Part 2 LR Cell Max for the Rosé celebration on JP. And why not let me know if it is going to be Cell Max? What do you think his leader... Well, his leader skill is going to be what? Like 150? Because the yellow coin LR. I don't think he's going to be a carnivore, right? So... I mean, he's probably going to get stuck with something like androids and movie bosses, maybe. I mean, that's an interesting combo for categories for a team, to be fair. But let me know your thoughts on Cell Max and how his unit could be down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been The Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.